Peace everyone, it's BlackHighPriestess. I know it's been a minute. I'm going to demonstrate my Cherokee chili. I'm just going to show you all the way that I make my chili. And then I'll post the pictures with the recipe in the next post. But first, I do a little pepper party, so I am going to chop up the jalapenos, but I have red pepper, yellow pepper, orange pepper, green pepper. I'm going to get the jalapenos. I have, I love dark red kidney beans, but I have some some chickpeas, so I'm just going to add a few of those as well. And then I have some chopped tomatoes. Of course, you can dice your own tomatoes, but these have some jalapenos and cilantro and are also organic too. So just for the sake of saving time, you know, I can show you everything there. And then I do have some leftover packets. So for anyone else who's like me who saves sauce packets and everything, you can always add that for seasoning too. So I'm gonna add those into the pot and then do the meat. Always the plan, tattoos or it didn't happen, and done. All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop some stuff up. Chop up some jalapenos. And then I'll show you all the base too. So I'll add everything in. So far I just have a few carrots, but mostly cilantro. And I just have a little base, like a little finely minced salsa, just for a nice little tomato base. I like to mix my chili with like avocado or guacamole, and a side of salsa too. So, and then I eat it with blue chips. So I eat it like chips and dip. So I don't add too many tomatoes because I always eat it with some tomatoes as well. But I love tomatoes, so I never have enough. And I like my tomatoes kind of thick chopped because I like to feel that juiciness of the tomato in each bite with my chips. So I'm gonna put a lot of jalapeno. For some reason I want it spicy. So I hope everyone's doing alright. I've been doing pretty good. I've been just really busy. I was telling my friend the other day, I'm like, I could make a list and cross off 8 things every day starting January 1st, and I still wouldn't be done with my list by December 31st, 2021. I have an unbelievable amount of loose ends to tie up, so I'm just kind of looking forward to doing that now that winter's here. Another smaller jalapeno here that I'm gonna add, and this will be for the meat. So I'm gonna chop this one up. Ooh, this one has some dark seeds. The darker the seeds, the spicier the pepper. So I'm just gonna chop up a lot of jalapeno, and this is gonna go when I do the meat, and I'll make that in a minute. And these I'm gonna chop up a little bit more coarse since they're gonna get cooked in the meat and in the pot. But I don't want to bite into a big jalapeno. Just want to have a nice spicy flavor. All right, so got everything chopped up there. So what I'm gonna do while I'm still in front of you all is go ahead and I'm gonna rinse the kidney beans. So when they come in the can, it's good to just kind of, especially kidney beans, because the preservatives, a lot of the beans tend to get stuck at the bottom. I don't know why the preservatives for beans are so thick, but I just like to rinse all the preservatives off, and then always recycle cans and everything. So rinse those, add that to the pot. And then same thing with these, with the chickpeas. I'm not going to add all of these because I don't want too much beans, just a handful of the chickpeas. Just add a handful of those. And I'll save the rest. Okay. And then the tomatoes. This has a pop top, so it's a lot easier. I had a lot of stuff prepared, and then this is like, it's like really clear. It's just like you can see, it's like really clear. It's organic. So I'm just gonna do like that real quick. But you can rinse the tomatoes too. It's always good to look on the back. Let's see here. Yeah, it's organic. It does have some citric acid and calcium chloride in here, and that'll be for preservatives. So it does have a little bit, but anything in the can is going to have some preservative usually through the store. When you put things in glass, I think they don't have to have as much. Like you'll see pasta sauce a lot of times that it won't have any preservatives or anything extra in it. But I know that when you use the aluminum, when you can things in the aluminum, you got to factor in the chemistry of the metal. So there we go. All right, and then this has cilantro and jalapenos too. So here's the pot now. Got a lot of kidney beans, few chickpeas, lots of tomatoes in there. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add all the peppers. Peace, everyone. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the pot on the stove here. Get all the peppers added. Actually. So let me know if y'all have any questions. So I don't know if y'all can see how I'm doing this, but because I have the peppers lined up here, I put the pot at the edge, scrape everything on in. Okay, and scrape about half of these delicious jalapenos in here. 11 half. All right. And so I'm gonna add these Diablo sauces from Taco Bell for seasoning. And some organic chili seasoning from Trader Joe's. So, get a generous amount of that. Okay. And I like to mix it, I like to do like half or even 3/4 chili seasoning, or I guess it's more like 2/3 chili seasoning and then like 1/3 taco seasoning. So you can choose any taco seasoning you want. but I prefer ones that don't have any maltodextrin. It's like, I don't know, something about maltodextrin. I don't like that preservative. I don't know if it's like, and xanthan gum too. If you can stay away from xanthan gum, that one too. So. All right. Just got a little bit more chili. And so I'm going to go ahead and there's already some water too, and I do have some salsa. Like I said, I do have a little bit of salsa in there that'll give it the moisture, so I can go ahead and put it on medium heat right now, and then pop the top on. And so if you're wondering about the onions, what I have over here in the skillet ready is some diced onions, garlic, and some black pepper. And I'm going to throw in some pink Himalayan sea salt and what's this one? Some pink salt, pink Himalayan salt, and sea salt. Ooh, a couple different salts. So I'm going to throw these in the pot as well, just to get the meat ready. Pink salt is really light. It's not too salty, so I like to add some sea salt to give it a bit of saltiness. It's always good to have salt when you're working with meat, just to kind of keep the meat and, you know, any blood or anything clean. And so the meat that I have here that's thawed it's a kosher meat. So I like to get kosher things, like organic things, whenever I can too. So this one's 85.15 kosher. Pretty good one. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Rinse the meat a little bit. Just have cold water, because hot water can still cook the meat. I just want to, you know, get it off the... It's pretty ground, so I just don't want too much blood in there. So what I'm going to do is slowly add... well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire on. That would help. I'll put the meat here for now. I'm going to turn the fire on high. And this is like a quick boil, so this will saute pretty quickly. And I hate doing that, but rinse my hands since I touched the meat already. And what I'm going to add right now while I make to the pot, while I let the skillet heat up a little bit with the onions, is some of this Zinfandel. I don't know if you all can see, so let me put it in the light. Yeah. Old Vine Zinfandel, estate grown Lodi. This one's a nice one. So if you all can get your hands on this one, I recommend it. I was fascinated by it. Says here, I don't know if you all can see or read it. 5 generations of grape growing heritage enables us to craft this delicious expression of Lodi's unique terroir, jammy with milk chocolate, boysenberry, and mocha flavors, and a supple mouthfeel. Enjoy. Certified grain and everything. So I was just really fascinated with it, and I was really excited. I've been into Zinfandels lately. I don't know why. I guess because I've been doing more red meats. And you all know I kind of like, I like sweet, but I like peppery too. So Zinfandels are pretty good for that. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that onto the skillet. It's just simmering here with the sauteed onions. And I have some right here. So I'm just gonna add that. So I'm gonna let the onions simmer a little bit with the wine. And I guess I'll have a glass of wine with you all too. I don't have any wine glasses right now. The cats break a lot of things. But I'll have a shot of wine. And it's really good. It's not like too peppery. It's not it is robust. It doesn't have too much of an aftertaste, like too much of a dark red aftertaste, like that Merlot kind of thing, that, you know, that dryness. And the, you know, the mocha and the milk chocolate notes, they're there more as a flavor. The texture, it's not super creamy, but again, it doesn't leave like film or you know, a dry aftertaste. So it's just like a pretty clean finish, I would say. Yeah, I really like it. I was really satisfied. I think it'll go good with the chili, with the peppers, the spice, the red meats. A little bit more there. Turn the heat up. Oh, I forgot to add the jalapenos. And then that's the other thing. What I wanted the other half of these peppers that I chopped, put it in there and get ready for, you know, if you all like it spicy like me, it will permeate the whole, you know, home. It'll make it nice and peppery. So you might cough a bit, but in a good way. You know, I tend to cook things that are really good for sinuses and general health, longevity, overcoming, you know, any illnesses that come with a lower immune system during wintertime. So we're gonna get that going. Come over here and hope you all can hear me. So I'm going to go ahead and start sprinkling the meat on so it can cook nice with the onions. Get a nice oniony, peppery flavor. Saute it. And then while the pot is cooking, all of the peppers, the celery, and the beans are softening up like the meat and onions. And then you can just mix it all together. So I like the meat to have its own flavor with my Cherokee chili. I like the meat to have just like a traditional meat, peppery meat, onion flavor. And then I like the base to have a chili, you know, almost like a chili taco meat type of flavor, and then mix the two so you can kind of distinguish. The other way, I hope you all can hear me. The other way you can make it is you can always just add the onions to the base and start the base, and then just add the meat to the base and saute it. But I like to make my meat separate. That's just an alternate way that you can do it if you'd like. So the onions are down there, so that way the meat, as I add it, it's not cooking too unevenly. I can kind of get it all on there. Start to stir it a little bit. And the way I do it here, I can control the chunkiness of the meat in the skillet better. So I don't have big, huge chunks of meat the way this is ground up. Okay. Gotta rinse my hands a little bit. So like I was saying, the way I'm doing it now, it allows me to control the chunkiness and keep separating the meat as it cooks. Because I like everything kind of diced, kind of thin. I don't want too big chunks of meat. I want it somewhat chunky, but not thick pieces of meat. More thin and, just kind of blend it in nicely. So again, we have the diced jalapenos, bunch of onions, black pepper, sea salt, pink salt, and some kosher beef, 85-15, and everything sauteing with the Lodi Zinfandel from Cali. Peace everyone. How you doing, DJ? D to the J. All right. And so once all the pink is gone for the most part, then you can just turn the heat down and let everything saute and let the peppers and onions get softer, especially the peppers more so. Let those take time to get softer. You can always cover this up. But what I'm going to do is, oh, and don't forget the garlic. There is a lot of garlic in here too with the onions. Garlic, onions, jalapenos, black pepper, sea salt, pink salt, and Zinfandel. If you're doing a chicken chili, you can do a white Zinfandel. I have a red Zinfandel. So I'm going to lower the heat on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some sage. I'm in the fridge right now. I'm just going to grab some sage. And I'm just going to add some fresh chopped sage. To the meat, a little bit to the pot, not too much. The sage is fresh, so it has like a nice sage flavor, but Cherokee chili, so gotta keep it spiritual a little bit, right? So I'm just gonna add some chopped sage to the meat. And this is gonna complement the dried cilantro. And it's gonna make it refreshing too, since there is a lot of jalapenos. It's gonna balance out the spice, give it a freshness. Kind of a clean, cooler, slightly coolness to it. Okay. Go ahead and add the sage to the meats. This is not a good, this is a terrible pose right here. But I just want you all to actually see the sage in there. All right. Mixaroo. It's really nice. Yeah, meat looks really nice and it smells divine. As divine as meat could smell. So at this time, we're going to pop over here and see what we're working with. All the seasonings accumulated at the top like a roux, but everything's nice and moist, and you see what we have going on. Everything's cooking nice. Softening up, and that's the main thing, getting everything to soften up. Okay. So since the meat is done, I'm going to turn the meat off, and I'm going to turn this on low. Since it's simmering now, I'm going to turn this on low, and everything still has to cook. Now, usually I would also add some corn. If you're watching your starch, you can leave the corn out, but corn is something great to add. I just didn't have any corn, and I'm also eating it with the tortilla chips, which is corn-based. So again, like with the tomatoes, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to overdo it with the corn too. So like I said, you can also add corn there. So that's what we're working with. I'll go ahead and show you one. And you can eat them with Doritos. Sometimes I do Doritos. Sometimes, you know, I'm doing these now, blue chips. But I really, my favorite ones are the ones from Trader Joe's, the blue chips with sesame seeds in them, or Garden of Eden blue chips. Those are good as well. So basically, this time, you know, I'm demonstrating it, but you guys get the gist. Just kind of add the meat. Go ahead and add the meat in there. And the good thing about the way that I did the meat here, it's spilling out. I can't do this with 2 hands. But the good thing, the way that I did the meat is you can always save this meat base with the onions, peppers, garlic. You can save it to top with meat. You can mix it with just like with baked beans. You can put it in a baked potato. You can do a lot with this meat too. So if you make a lot or you make too much for the chili, you can always save it and use it for, you know, something else that you can just, you know, throw the meat in. It's also great to put in a meat sauce for a meat marinara sauce. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish mixing everything together. Just measuring it out. And instead of adding any other type of base to emulsify, like instead of adding butter or even flour or anything like that, I literally just let it simmer with the chili and taco seasoning and with the meat consistency and letting everything reduce. I just let it simmer on low for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how low your stove can go. How low can you go? How low can you go? Depending on how low your stove can go. But what I'm gonna do after this, after I give everything a nice mix-a-roo, is I just take a bath, soak in some bath salts. I don't know about how your all day goes, but usually like payday or whenever I get some money, I'll run some errands, get some groceries, or payday or grocery day, whichever one it is, and figure out what I'm going to eat. Then I'll do a nice cleansing, especially if I'm going to go live or something like that. Today I cleanse some of the walls, the corridors, the entryways, windowsills and everything. And then I prepare for dinner. And a lot of times when you're a content creator and things like that, you have to also do a photo shoot of your dinner or whatever it is, whatever your content is. So that always can take an extra however long it takes. And so I did some prep. And then, just kind of got relaxed before making this. So this is kind of what we're working with now. And so just to recap, this is mixed with this delicious ground beef here. This sirloin kosher ground beef sauteed with shallots, onions, jalapenos, garlic, black pepper, pink and sea salt. And over here we have the base with chopped celery, tomatoes, jalapenos, dark red kidney beans, a few garbanzo beans, a few carrots, a pepper party, red, yellow, orange, green, rainbow peppers in there, jalapenos as well, and the meat added in there as well. And so now what I'm going to do is I just want to remind you all that, with your home gardens, make sure you take care of your home gardens, grow things. I usually keep my cilantro hanging, at my front door. But it's good to hang, things like your sage, cilantro, basil. It's good to hang those things to get rid of negative energy, to keep purity, to keep your walkways, and to kind of control the energy of what enters and what leaves your home. But it's also good for cooking, for when you want to, dry your herbs, and just kind of make it easier to mix your herbs and have your own dried herbs. Especially if you, depending on your living space, if you can have things hung up or have a hanging room almost where you can hang things like, on a clothes hanger, but you can hang some herbs up. Hanging herbs around your home, not just in the doors, that will keep it's like a natural air freshener as well. Some of it can be fragrant, but it also will clean the air. So just like with your herbs, don't forget to keep lemons. You can do lemons, limes, and also garlic too. Even garlic and onions. You can keep those things around your home, and you'll be able to detect negative energy by how quickly the lemon or the lime turns brown. So if it turns brown too quickly or before a week or two, that you may want to, but especially like within the week, if it's turning brown and almost getting like rotten, or if the lime is getting brown and hard, and then that's a place where there's negative energy, spiritually, or it just the air is bad too. It's bad air, and you want to get some air freshening plants, or things like that. So at this time, I just wanted to demonstrate how I hang my cilantro. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this off here, and I'm going to go ahead and come back over here. Just kind of, you can just sprinkle some over it. But I might have to do it with two hands here, where I'm literally just so you can do like that. That's what I wanted to show you all. And then it'll just fall. I don't know if you all can see how how easily it's falling once you do like that. But you can use both hands and kind of roll it. And so cilantro is really good to have for respiratory health as well. So there it is. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and soak in the tub with some nice lavender bath salts that foam up. It will relax my muscles. Curl up with a movie and my Zinfandel. And my cats. Well, I'm not, I'm probably not going to curl up with them because they get on my nerves sometimes. Especially when I'm eating. I don't like them around me when I'm eating. But, like I said, depending on how low your stove can go, 20, 15 to 20 if you want to keep it on high and you're in a hurry. But I really like to keep it on low and let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes and let everything kind of emulsify, soften up, blend together, and then it's nice and ready to munch on. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you like the recipe. I will post the full recipe and some other things. Oh, I also wanted to show you vegan cheese, lactose-free soy cheese. You can't go wrong with that. If not, top it with cotija cheese. I love cotija cheese. It's a nice crumbly texture. Gives it a little creaminess. Or, if you want to do like traditional American, you can do sharp cheddar. If you want to keep it like Southwest, do a pepper jack. If you want to be kind of European about it, you can do a Gouda. Gouda melts nicely, and it has a nice flavor that will, also blend well with the chili, the beef, the particular flavors. So those are just some suggestions. But like I said, respiratory health, soy cheese is a good alternative. All right. Yep, that's about it. Oh, nope. Last final touch. I love these volcano lemon limes because they have essential oil in them too. So I'm gonna lime it up. Don't judge me. Plastics hurt to open. Okay. Oh, and it smells so good. And the first squirt is always the best because of the essential oil that's stored in the cap. But also, we're going to put some lemon in because lemon is like the best #1 preservative, I think, next to salt. So, as it's simmering for a good half an hour or so, give it a nice citrusy flavor to let everything blend in. You can also just throw in a lime, or you can cut a lime in half and throw it in and let it simmer that way if you really like a stronger citrus flavor, if you want to make it more like a taco type. But again, this is my Cherokee chili. And I will see you all in the next upload. Peace and love.